In the news tonight, City of Windhoek secures $155 million Namibian loan for new power substation to avoid load shedding.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Good evening. I'm Nishan Marenga. In the news tonight, activists celebrate the removal of Kurt von Francois statue. Learn on One reaches over 50 schools in commerce in Ironga regions. Nissan Leaf electric vehicle 100% eco-friendly. And Business on One, Comments Corner, Sport and the weather. The statue of the German colonial military officer Kurt von Francois that has been standing at the city of Windhoek for 57 years has fallen. This comes after the city council last month approved the statue's removal.
Affirmative repositioning AR leader Job Amupanda and fellow member George Kambala and decolonial activist Hildegard Titus, who had previously asked for the removal of the statue, were all among the onlookers. The removal of the statue commenced at around 9 o'clock this morning and took about an hour to complete. As the statue was finally taken down, activists popped champagne and chanted in celebration. Decolonial activist Titus, who started the petition in 2020, said that the reason they wanted the statue to be taken down is because von Francois is one of the first reminders of colonialism in Namibia. She added that von Francois was the reason why many Namibians, including women and children, were killed in 1892 through his command. She described the statue as a symbol of colonialism, thus, it should go.
Also, Kurt von Francois was responsible for the Hornkrantz massacre, where they massacred more than 80 women, children, and the elderly. And also, essentially, he was the first symbol of colonial oppression and colonial violence trying to take over the area that is today known as Namibia. And even though Namibia is an independent country today, we still have the issues of land at the moment. We still have issues of poverty. We still have all these issues that can be tied to colonialism. So I think it's important for his statue to go because, one, he isn't the founder, and two, he was a very politically violent person, and even at the time, the government at the time didn't think what he did was okay, so yeah.
The chairperson of the Council Cup Committee on Heritage, Job Amupanda, defended the decision by the City Council to remove the statue, stating that it represents disinformation such as claims that Kurt von Francois was the founder of the city of Windhoek in 1890. The City Councillor also noted that settlers such as Jan Jonker Afrikaner would be better suited as candidates to be honoured with a statue in a public space.
We're simply saying the statue is a representation of a lie, historically. Yeah? And because it represents a lie, so there is no argument about keeping, protecting and sustaining a lie. You can't. You are running an education system. If it becomes common knowledge that your public spaces is populated with a lie, people will not take you seriously. We have colleagues that come from, we have visitors from Berlin and other. It's funny, you know, people create an impression that the Germans want it to be kept. No. We have people from Mannheim, from Berlin and Bremen who are visiting us here, and some of them are councillors even, and say, we don't understand why you guys have kept this thing for a long time. And these are the Germans who ought to glorify the symbolism of whatever it is that they think the statue represents. So that is something that is actually many people miss, yeah? When we are talking about that. We cannot have something that symbolizes a lie. And of course we need to be able to decolonize our space. We need to ensure that people's subjectivities, yeah, is represented, subjectivities is recognized, and subjectivity is also understood. So it's very, very, very important that we do this. Of course, we do accept that generally the decolonized society, and debate is not something that is understood by many people. Yeah, why is it important? Yeah, you would even find a person saying, "Yeah, you remove a statue, but you must also remove a road." But it speaks to the consciousness, the very narrow, small, parochial consciousness that we need to be able to do.
The Kurt von Francois statue will be stored at the Windhoek City Museum.
Black Friday is back at Spar with bigger deals and more days to bring you prices you just can't miss. Get Nescafe Classic Coffee for an extra low $59.99 and Huggies Dry Comfort Nappies Value Pack. Buy two for just $260. 23 to 27 November only. The Spar Black Friday sale. Don't miss out.
OK Furniture's biggest Black Friday sale ever is now on. It's 7 days of never-before-seen savings, like this 13 kilogram Samsung Great Top Loader washing machine for $5,490. Save $3,209 and save $3,009 on this 152 centimeter Restonic Champion base set. Now only $3,990. Don't miss out. Deals valid until 27 November at OK Furniture.
"54 schools in Windhoek and Walvis Bay have benefited from Learn on One, a non-profit initiative aired by One Africa, which broadcasts pre-recorded supplementary school lessons and educational materials. In addition, 17,000 lessons have been broadcast to date, said the Learn on One public relations officer at an engagement yesterday in Windhoek.
At the stakeholders' engagement, Learn on One PR officer Ruke Kakunga stated that the initiative has reached over 30,000 learners to date through various platforms and plans to expand the initiative to the rest of the country next year.
It's really been a very, very great journey. The activations are very important because as much as we have the lessons on the platform, it doesn't help if no one is watching them. We need to get the learners to know that there's something like this. We need to get the teachers on board because they are our brand ambassadors as well. They are the ones who tell the learners to watch the lessons as well in some cases. The principals are literally the main important people in the schools, and without their go-ahead, it's very, very tough. But since we started and until now, we've had really a great shift amongst the principals, especially at the beginning. They were very reluctant to let us into the schools. First of all, because we didn't have that formal endorsement with the Ministry of Education. But once we got that, everyone else has been welcoming us into their schools.
Tribe Fire Studios Chief Executive Officer Stefan Yuho acknowledged EduVision, MyZone and the Ministry of Education, who all played a part in the realization of broadcasting lessons on One Africa through Learn on One. Yuho further added that the Education Ministry has endorsed Learn on One as an alternative, supplementary educational platform.
Education is that foundation that you need to fix. And you look at a lot of the countries that moved successfully from poverty to being nations where the citizens are well looked after and they prosper, they change things in education. And Christine spoke about our education system, and we all know what the struggles are, and we know how difficult things are for the ministry often in the process that they need to deal with whether it's budgetary constraints or past structures. We all know.
The Nissan Leaf is a battery-powered electric vehicle, or EV, currently in its second generation and does not use petrol or diesel, only electricity. Sabran Deval, an electric vehicle enthusiast, spoke to Agri on One to share insights on EVs.
With rising fuel prices, you might want to consider an electric vehicle as your next car purchase. Speaking to Agri on One, Sabran Deval stated that electric-powered vehicles like the Nissan Leaf are 100% eco-friendly as they run on electrically powered engines. As a result, there are no harmful emissions emitted by electric vehicles.
The Nissan Leaf is all electric, so you plug it in every night in your 3-pin domestic socket, and it emits about a third of the carbon of a regular petrol car, and it only costs about 30 cents a kilometer, while a standard petrol car like that one costs about R2.50 a kilometer, which leads to an average savings of 30 to 50,000 rand a year. Or this one is a newer model, but the standard model sold in Namibia goes for about 250,000 Namibian dollars. The costs are greatly reduced since you're charging at home and not buying petrol, so you're also not subjugated to increasing petrol prices. As petrol has doubled its price since 2018, but electricity has only become 4% more expensive. So you also drive with a more steady fuel source. And of course, having about 40 to 50,000 Namibian dollars in savings every year helps you to quickly repay your investment in this car.
He added that Namibia already uses renewable energy.
Driving with an electric car is that they are 90 to 95% efficient, while your best petrol cars on the market are only 20 to 35% efficient. So even if one were to drive with electricity that was only made by coal, you would still emit about a third of the carbon per kilometer than a petrol car. And benefits being, Namibia is 60% renewable, so we only get about 35% or 30% of our electricity from fossil fuels. So Namibia is much greener than we think, and you can benefit from that with driving an electric car. It has air conditioning as standard, and it has heated seats, which is really nice, and the heated steering wheel in the winter. Not that it gets very cold here, but on those chilly mornings to just warm up your hands before you go out into the blistering cold is always nice. The average car can drive about 100 to 150 kilometers, but that depends on the battery pack variant. You choose the size of the battery. And average charging times, if you drive a day in the city, charging usually takes about 3 hours. But if you empty your car and you have to charge it from empty to full, it would of course take longer.
The Nissan Leaf has a variety of battery packs ranging from 20, 30 and 40 kilowatts. These cars can be purchased directly from EV Namibia in the Hypermotor City complex in Windhoek.
Welcome to the Living Room Stadium. It's the FIFA World Cup. The match is about to start. Food and drink ready. There's no space left for anyone. Come on, get your lucky chair. Take your usual spot. Even the puppy has one. It's preparation time. You can feel the tension in the air. And do you have everything you need to believe? OK's Big Deal Weekend just got even bigger. For 4 days only, save big on Bacomo cornflakes, now only 25 Namibian dollars. Sprite or Fanta, buy any 4 for just 50 Namibian dollars. Nescafe Classic Instant Coffee, a Supalo 75 Namibian dollars. And Doritos chips, pay only 30 Namibian dollars for any 2. More massive deals in store. Thursday to Sunday only. OK, owners you can count on.
Back in the day, Susie's phone used to ring like a hotline. She was the most popular girl in town. But since she did not register her SIM card with her mobile service provider, her phone does not ring anymore. She has tried to get something similar. She has tried this and that number, but it has never been the same. So now, she has a reputation of being a number hoarder. Instead of just registering her SIM at her mobile service provider and keeping her number. Excuse me one sec. Hello? No, this isn't Susie. Have you tried her other number?
Don't miss out on important communications like Susie. Register your SIM to keep your number. Visit www.cran.na.
Welcome to this evening's edition of Business on One. I'm Joseph Shifeni. Minister of Mines and Energy Tom Alwendo said the ministry has strengthened the exploration applications evaluation process. This is in response to the challenge of applicants obtaining licenses but later trade them instead of engaging in exploration activities.
Alwendo informed Parliament that a trend has emerged whereby applicants who have not demonstrated the intention of conducting exploration are awarded such rights. The minister said the main reason why some applicants apply is to trade the licenses once awarded instead of conducting exploration. Alwendo's statement comes after ministry officials responsible for the administration of export permits failed to agree with the lithium mine Jingfeng Investments on the total quantity of ore that needed to be exported for testing purposes.
If this practice is continued unaddressed, it indeed has a ruinous effect on our long-term mineral resource development. One of the unintended consequences of this practice is that you create a parallel market for trading in exploration licenses, where a huge amount of money is exchanged. This in turn has the potential to create incentives for ministerial officials to be bribed to award licenses inappropriately. Another unintended consequence of awarding exploration rights to those that are not able to or not intending to do exploration is the delay in discovering minerals. It results in a situation where applicants are hoarding land.
Alwendo notes that with the strengthened exploration applications evaluation methodology, exploration applicants will now be required to provide the ministry with a detailed exploration program which must be accompanied by a commensurate exploration budget and the details of appropriately skilled personnel that will be carrying out the actual exploration activities.
We do have a choice to make. Do we continue to award exploration licenses to people that are not able to do exploration? Both local and foreign. It's not to say that it's only the local that do not have the capacity, but even foreign applicants, sometimes they do not have the requisite ability. And if we do that, and therefore enabling through individuals to speculate with the exploration licenses so awarded, or do we ensure that exploration licenses are awarded only to those with proven ability to do exploration and expedite the discovery of minerals, thereby providing more employment opportunities to the many unemployed Namibians and enhance the sector's financial contribution to the state. We believe, Honourable Speaker, that the latter choice will be in the best interest of our long-term minerals development, where the average Namibian has a fair chance to benefit from the economic benefit to be derived from the mining sector.
The minister said the company in question is the same that was alleged to have obtained an exploration license inappropriately, where the company paid 50 million Namibian dollars to acquire the license, adding that the allegations are still being investigated by the Anti-Corruption Commission.
And that is all we have for you. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more on the business front.
Lontavera disongoshira verera
Black Friday is back at Spar with bigger deals and more days to bring you prices you just can't miss. Get Spar butter brick for just $47.99 and 2-liter Spar sunflower cooking oil for an unbelievable $59.99. 23 to 27 November only. The Spar Black Friday sale. Don't miss out.
Prosecutor General Martha Imalwa said the matter involving activists Dimbulukeni Nauyoma and Namibia Economic Freedom Fighter member Michael Amushelelo and 6 others arrested during a protest at Chinatown in May this year should not celebrate yet, as their case is only provisionally withdrawn. Veino pointed out that the arrest was not necessary. Dilimani said they should stop humiliating those fighting for a better tomorrow. Kanjabanga described Imalwa as a politician acting as a prosecutor general. Shatemba said the justice system is in the wrong hands because Imalwa's office has lost a case docket. Andreas questioned why the PG does not want the people to celebrate. That is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to engage in our stories on our social media pages for broadcast on News on One.
Get stunning summer linens with fresh floral prints at Pep and Pep Home. Double bed microfiber duvet cover sets in a range of reversible pastel prints and bold graphics. Only $149.99. Try softer pastels paired with bolder shades of deco to bring your bedroom to life. Microfiber fitted sheets available in assorted colors, just $59.99. Edgy and fresh. All the colors of summer come together at Pep Home.
There are data deals. And then there are Telecom Namibia data deals. And if you want the biggest data deal of all, you gotta get 31-day Jiva, which comes with a massive 50 gigs of data. Is it even possible to use 50 gigs of data in a month? You tell us. You also get 1,000 voice minutes and 400 SMSs. To get your hands on 31-day Jiva, dial star 130 star 780 hash and enjoy a month of mega data. Whoa, that's a lot of data, minutes and SMS. How much is that? Must be expensive. No, it's only 185 Namibian dollars excluding VAT. T's and C's apply. Telecom Namibia.
Sharing your world.
And now, let's take a look at some sports news. Nedbank for Autism Golf Series came to an end this weekend after a 10-round golfing tour at the Omea Golf Club. This year's series attracted 559 golfers from across the country, which raised 296,000 Namibian dollars from different institutions, including donations made during the series. Kivit Dreyer from Marintal was victorious after busting off 9 other qualifiers, scoring 44 points at the final.
Autism is declared as a neurological developmental disability and can easily be identified during the development of a child. However, as no cure has been found thus far, Nedbank Namibia selected the Autism Association in the country as beneficiaries to help create awareness via a golfing series. During a prize-giving event, Director of the Autism Association, Petra Dillman, expressed gratitude over the gesture by the bank.
Auction participants, golf winners who donated their prizes to be auctioned, auctioneers and everyone else helping on the sidelines and giving their time for free, made this 3-year project such an immense success. The series has given the Autism Association of Namibia the opportunity to reach out to the whole country. And like Benjamin has already said, we are all over the place. We've visited all over the place. And actually a bonus was the fact that these golf days were held throughout the country, because it has given us the opportunity to go and meet the communities and to find out what is actually needed on the ground. So autism by itself is a spectrum in the sense that somebody might be severely affected, like Michael, who's not even severely affected, and you might have somebody that's a professor, but that forgets to eat or to go and buy groceries or what. So, and that just might be the weird guy along the road, or it might be the weird child that was at school with you. Nowadays, you understand, oh, this is why he was so different.
Speaking at the same event, Nedbank Namibia Private Wealth and Insurance Executive Benim Gremenchen also made comments.
The Nedbank Namibia Autism Golf Series created a platform to enhance awareness of the needs of the people living with autism across the country. As part of the program over the years, 1 and 2 days courses have been offered to participants to create understanding and acceptance through teaching, training and networking, to improve knowledge within the greater society and to foster participation on all levels. There is an urgency to share, to reach and to support communities in the townships and very poor communities, where there is also a need for interpreters and where very basic training is required and needed. He also shared that there is a need to train and upskill class assistants, care workers, to benefit the mainstream education system and lessen the burden for specialized schools.
Since 2019, the Nedbank for Autism series has raised over 656,000 Namibia dollars for the Autism Association of Namibia.
Meanwhile, over the weekend, the Namibia rugby national team, the Velviches, overpowered Canada by winning 43-37 in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. Adrian Ludik opened the floodgates for Namibia by charging down a box kick attempt by Canada's Jason Higgins, thereby registering the Velviches' first try of the game, which ended in a record first win against Canada. Speaking to Sport on One, Velviches head coach Alisa Kutsia said he was happy with the results and the team's performance during their European tour, which was in preparation for the World Cup, slated for France in 2023. Namibia is now drawn in Pool A and will lock horns with Italy in its first match in France.
We are very happy with the result against Canada. It was, a brave performance, courageous performance by the team to fight back and win it in the end. I think it's, the first time in the history of Namibia that they beat a Canadian team, which is shows a lot of progress of this group of players. And, we actually playing with a team that has been ravaged by injuries, and it augurs well. For our depth, players got really some good opportunity over the 2 weeks, and we have also improved over the 2 weeks. So to finish on a high is really pleasing for us. Look, this all part of the building blocks to next year's World Cup. It's still a long way away, in getting where we should be as a team. But obviously the coaches and everyone are working hard to make sure that we will be prepared come next year.
That's all of the sports news we had for you. Please stay tuned for the weather forecast.